So good afternoon, buddies. We are here to discuss the MTP 1 for the Jan 26 exams. Already RTP is over. It's there in the class as well as in the YouTube. It's there. So please go through. Now we are here with the MTP 1. Okay. So as you know, mock exam. 30 marks is MCQ and rest 70 marks is descriptive. So first we'll start with the MCQ. Keep supporting. Yeah, this is MTP 1 for Jan 26 inter exams. Now, the first one. So 30 marks in total. So they are starting with the case scenario MCQ. Okay. So as far as the case scenario MCQ are concerned, I think I've told you earlier also. First, we will directly go to the questions and then we will read back. For the RTP, we have not done like that. We read the questions, then only read the question means we read the entire passage, then only went to the options or questions. That's because I wanted to revise. This is a mock test paper, meaning like for the exam, we will practice here. Are we clear? So like what we do for the exam, we will practice. Okay. So this is the case scenario. If you see, it's a very big case scenario. See, lot of things are there. Lot of things are there. So let's keep this pending and let's go directly to the question. So can you read the first question? As per essay 500, which of the following describes audit evidence the best? So being a session, let's revise essay 500 audit evidence. Now, as per essay 500, what is audit evidence? Audit evidence is the, come on guys, support. Audit evidence is the information used by, information used by auditor to arrive at a conclusion on which opinion is based. This audit evidence will include dash plus dash. Can you say a journal, ledger, contractor, invoice, voucher? It will include what? It will include accounting. Very good. It will include accounting records. Very good. Not only accounting records, minutes book, confirmation, internal control policy, all these are not accounting records. It will include other information also. And or accounting records and other information or accounting records or other information. Audit evidence will include both. So answer is and. So I hope one concept is clear with you. Now can you come back to the question? As per essay 500, audit evidence. Okay. Only information contained in general ledger and journal entries, meaning accounting records. Only external confirmation received from trade receivables. Now this is accounting records. This is other information. Information used by the auditor to arrive at a conclusion, opinion based. It includes both information contained in accounting records as well as other. Only worksheet, spreadsheet, cost calculation, computation. So answer is C. But same thing only we said here now. So I hope you have studied that. Audit evidence is the information used by auditor to arrive at a conclusion on which opinion is based. It includes accounting records and other information. Other information supports accounting records. Can you say next one? Q2. 15 questions are there in MCQ. 15 into 2, 30 marks. Second question. In the scenario of Preeti Textiles Limited case study, which of the following is classified as information contained in accounting records? Even without going to the case scenario, you can answer this. Try out. They wanted which is accounting records. Can you say the answer? Minutes of board meeting, written confirmation, documented internal control, invoice. See, minutes book, other information. Confirmation is also other information. Whereas internal control is also other information. But invoice and general ledger is a part of accounting. Without invoice, you cannot put the journal entry. So this is accounting record. So they wanted accounting record. So the answer is, that's right, D. D, D, D. Okay. And our next one. Which of the following is the examples of audit evidence gathered by Arun that falls under other information that authenticates accounting record? In the first question, they wanted which is accounting record. In the next, this question, they wanted which is other information. Can you say which is other information? Journal entries. What are journal entries? Confirmation from trade receivable. Worksheet for depreciation calculation. Contract. Can you say which is other information? Meaning which is not accounting record. See, journal is an accounting record. Contract. We specifically say in class contract. Contract is like an invoice. It's like a, without that you can't put the entry. So that's also an accounting record. For seeing depreciation, you have to check the calculation. That's also accounting. Whereas written confirmation from trade receivables is other information. And I see for trade receivable, sales, say trade receivables means debtors. You have sales invoice, that is accounting. Whereas confirmation is other info. So which is other information here? It is B. Written confirmation from trade receivables is other info. That is 1, 2, and 3 are clear. Can you say 4? 4, 4, 4. Okay. Next. When management of Preeti Textiles requested the auditor not to seek the confirmation of certain overseas customers, auditor's most appropriate course of action should be. Out of which essay came to your mind? They said not to seek external confirmation. Very good. Essay 5 not 5. As per 5 not 5, when they say not to obtain external confirmation, management refuses. Can you revise the points over there? 5 not 5. If management refuses to obtain confirmation, what should you do? First, you have to ascertain whether there is reasonable validity or reasonableness. Now you have to see its, very good, see its implication. Ayo, they did not allow implication. It may be a risk or it can be even a fraud also. Then, if it is reasonable, you will go for alternative audit procedure. If it is unreasonable, what will you do? If it is unreasonable, 3 points. You will communicate, discuss. You will reevaluate the integrity and analyze its impact. Now, what will be the option here? We have revised essay 505, 1 point. Accept the request without consideration. Refuse the request, qualify directly. Evaluate whether valid grounds, need to consider the nature, timing, and extent, including representation. Proceed for only domestic customers. So clearly you have to see valid. If it is invalid only, you will go for qualify. So answer is C. We said now you have to check its validity. So first 3 questions were relating to, and our first 3 questions were relating to essay 500. Now this is relating to 505. Can we go to the last question in the scenario? Hello. Which of the following audit verification procedure would be most appropriate in examining director's foreign traveling expense? So this is one of the item or one of the question which we do in chapter number 5, items in FS. How do you check or which is the most appropriate one? They're asking you most appropriate. Verify the bills in the name of the company and related to business. Auditor should verify whether expense is qualified as revenue. Expense pertaining to current period. Whether expense had supporting valid documents. See, in the given case study, there are a lot of things happening. See, you are the statutory auditors of limited, SA 500. There is examination of objectivity, etc. Confirmation procedures. And finally, see, while auditing traveling expense, look at the last part of the case study. While auditing traveling expense, auditor observes several bills submitted by the directors for foreign trips with family members during festival period. The company has disbursed the entire amount as business promotion expense. Now see, they are family members. You saw that they travel with the family members. So which is the most appropriate procedure you have to do for this? Read the last para, okay? Read last para of the case study. All the procedures are correct, but here they have said it is family. So which is the main thing? Documents already they have provided. Since it is family, can you say which is the main option or correct option? First, whether the foreign travel is relating to the business. Why? Because of family. So since that point is given, the most appropriate option would be A. You have to check whether it is related to the foreign travel is related to the business and in the name of the company. So most appropriate they have asked. All are correct, but most appropriate in this scenario is A. Can you acknowledge whether case scenario 1 is clear? Hello. So here, lot of things are there. First 3 question essay 500. Next essay 505. This is items in FS related. Chapter 5. And if case scenario, come on, energy should come from your mind. Come on, mind, let it be fresh. Can we go to case scenario 2? Okay. See, you saw C and AG. So which chapter came to your mind? C and AG, C and AG appointed. So chapter number 9, different entity. In different entity, you'll be thinking about the government audit. So in the exam hall, you saw this, okay, something related to different entity government audit. So let's keep this pending. Let's go to the question and come back. This is the strategy which you do in the exam hall. Same we are practicing here. Can you read question number 6? The case of department spending 10 lakh on decorations and gift represents breach under which principles of propriety? Now go back and see 10 lakh. While auditing, this is question number 6, sir. While auditing the government department's festival celebration, auditor notices that departments spend 10 lakh, which appears excessive. More than what occasion demands. Propriety is violated. So what they are violating, they are asking. Expenditure for the benefit of particular section are more than what occasion demands are. Own advantage are not authorized under any rule are. See, this is basically propriety. This is not audit against rules and order. You remember there are 5 expenditure audit, audit against rules and order, audit of sanction, audit of provision of funds, propriety audit, performance. This is propriety. So here, more than what occasion demands. So answer is B. So prima facie, it is more than what that occasion demands. Can we go? Okay. The chief engineer's sanction of repairs worth 12 lakh for personal residence using departmental funds violates which concept? So if you see that second question number 7 now, chief engineer sanctions report repair worth 20 lakhs on residential quarters using departmental funds for his own purpose. For his own purpose means exercising for personal, not in conformity with policy, profit to recipient, lack of evidence. He is using for his own purpose. So the answer is A. He is exercising for his own personal advantage. Government audit, they say principle of propriety should not be used for personal, not for own advantage. Next, please. Purchase of luxury office furniture when existing furniture was unusable primarily indicates failure to exercise. Can you read back? Health department purchased luxury office furniture or luxury when existing furniture was still in usable condition. Not unusable, it is usable. I'm sorry, usable condition. Usable. Furniture is in usable condition. And they furnished 75 lakh luxury furniture. What they are violating? Regulatory, control over documentary, disciplinary over subordinates, prudence. Usable condition, usable. Existing was usable, still you spent. So, you didn't exercise that word prudence. Prudence means carefulness. The public money. So, the answer is D. You did not exercise prudence. Can we go to the last question? Hi. Spending 3 lakh on community welfare to a private housing society where several officials reside violates propriety because. Read back. Q9. 3 lakh spent on community welfare donation to a private housing society in which several officers were residing, citing public relations improvement. This is violating what? See, it's a private property, it's only benefiting a particular people. Whenever public money is spent, it should be for the general public and not for a specific. Here it is only for that particular place. Not sanctioned, limits, control. Answer is B. Why? Because it benefits a particular section, not the entire public. So the entire thing is regarding the government audit, mainly relating to propriety audit. That words. See the words down. Expense should not be more than what occasion demands. Should not exercise for personal. Should exercise prudence, not for specific section. All these we study in where propriety audit. Are we clear with case scenario 2? So I want 10 seconds I'll give you. Within 10 seconds, can you say proceed to case scenario 3? This was 2. 3, please. Proceed. Okay, we'll go. So they have given entire case scenario they have given. So lot of things. High risk of material misstatement, management override the controls, etc. So which chapter came to your mind when you heard about risk, overriding control, all these? So something related to chapter number 3. Chapter number 3, uh, risk assessment, internal control. Very important topic. Which of the following best illustrates the concept of audit risk? Do you guys know audit risk? That's right, SA 315. Audit risk means 2 points should be there. To be an audit risk, how many conditions? The 2 conditions. We should express an inappropriate opinion. One more, financial should be materially misstated. ഇത് and or. First, inappropriate opinion. Second, FS should be misstated. Both should be met. Then only it will come in the definition of audit risk. Can you read? First one. Risk that management intentionally booked a fake expense. Risk that auditor incorrectly classified as capital expense. Risk that auditor expresses an unmodified opinion, meaning he should have expressed modified. When grade points, financials are materially misstated due to improperly revenue and capitalized expense. Risk that competitors use grade point for causing unexpected loss. Can you say what kind of risk is D? Competitors use. See, loss, it's not basically audit risk, it is business risk. Business has to consider. But both the condition. In first 2 cases, misstatement is there. But opinion they did not say. So for audit risk, 2 conditions should be there. Inappropriate opinion, 1. And misstatement should be there. So the answer is cat. C. Are you following? 11. Risk arising from CEO's performance of bonus, which creates pressure to overstate profit, leads to improper capitalization of development expense. It's an example of risk of material misstatement at which level? But 315 says audit risk can happen in how many levels? Audit risk can happen in 2 levels. 2 levels, right? It can be either overall FS, pervasive, or it can be in assertion level of A, B, C, D, account balance, class of transaction, disclosure. So here, if you read performance bonus, creating pressure, overstates the profit. Not only that, improper capitalization. See, profit will affect class of transaction. Capitalization of expense will affect account balance and related disclosure. Will it affect overall FS? Or only intangible asset? Or will it affect control environment? Or is it a detection risk? They asked you which level. Answer is A, B, C, D. See, it's not this. It affects profits, P&L, and it affects balance sheet and related disclosure. So it's at overall FS. Pervasive. Pervasive means fully affected. So both these were relating to SA 315 risk assessment. Last question, guys. Are you there? The act of classifying development expenditure as intangible asset and a development expense they classified as intangible instead of revenue is an example of, see, misstatement. SA 315 and SA 450, they say misstatement is a difference between AFRF and amounts in FS books. It can be in the form of presentation, classification, valuation, which is amount. Valuation means it's amount. One more. One more I left off. Disclosure. Correct. Here they have treated, see, capital revenue. So difference in disclosure, selection of inappropriate policy, intentional faking, charging an item as capital revenue. Very clear, easy question. So answer is D. See, examples of misstatement. I think in RTP for Jan 26 we discussed now. One question was there. What is misstatement? Examples. One of the example of misstatement is treating capital as revenue or revenue as capital is an example of misstatement as per 450. Can you reply whether case scenario is clear? This was case scenario number 3. All the case scenarios are over, guys. ഇനി എന്നെ എവിടെ പോണം? Now we have individual MCQ 3. Take rest for 30 seconds and say proceed. Proceed, proceed, proceed. 30 seconds. Okay. Proceed. Okay. Meena is the auditor of Glow Limited. Her husband has recently joined the company as CFO. Meena has undue dependence on professional fees from the company. She is providing investment advisory to Glow. Which threat will come? Familiarity, self-interest, advocacy, self-review, advocacy, intimation, familiarity, self-interest, self-review. There are 5 threats. Self-interest threat, advocacy threat, familiarity threat, intimidation threat, and self-review. Can you please say, in this Meena situation, which threat will come? See, Meena's husband is a CFO. Husband is a close relationship, personal. So first creates familiarity. Undue dependence on the fees. Fees means money. Money means what? Cash. Panam. Money. Kasara. Cash. Self-interest. She is providing investment advisory services and she is doing the audit. It's like she does and she herself doing self-review. But if you remember law under section 144 of Companies Act, investment advisory services, investment banking are prohibited if you are the auditor. Self-review. Do you remember section 144 of law? So answer is familiarity will come, self-interest will come, self-review. So answer is D. Advocacy, there is no advocacy. Where are you promoting the client? Please verify our class notes. I've given you pakka example. Promotion, like if you're promoting the client, then only advocacy. There is no promotion of the clients here. Okay. Advocacy will come only when promotion. But come on, second last question. During planning an audit, engagement partner realizes complex valuation issues will arise. Accordingly, valuation expert is engaged early in an audit to support them. Which benefit of planning is demonstrated here? See, planning, essay, 300. So one of the factors in planning is you can decide whether you need the assistance of expert, whether I can do or whether I need the assistance of expert. You can decide. So assisting where applicable in coordination by work done by others. Helping the auditor to organize and manage audit. Helping auditor to identify and resolve the problem. Facilitating direction and supervision. So if you are engaging the expert, which benefit of planning? Answer is clearly A. You will hire the expert, you will coordinate with him, and you will use his work. So answer is A. Planning has 6 benefits. You remember? Benefits of planning lab. One of the point is there. Coordination. Going to the last question. Wow. MCQ. During the audit of FAN Limited, auditor finds company has defaulted in loan repayments, unable to pay the creditors on time. Auditors having doubts over going concern status. Management refuses to make assessment of going concern. Auditors are unable to obtain evidence also. What implication on audit report? But which essay? Going concern. Essay. So essay 570. In that they say 3 scenario. If going concern is inappropriate, go for adverse. If there is a material uncertainty on going concern, if disclosed, give a separate para. If not, adverse or qualified. If management refuses, what will you do? You are also unable to do, they are also not doing. Unmodified, disclaimer or qualified, no impact, mention as scam. See, CAM will come only for risky matter. Here it's not risk, it's a wrong thing. You are unable to obtain evidence. Now, if unable to obtain evidence, it is either disclaimer or qualified. So the answer is, very good. Answer is B. Essay. Essay. 705. Are we clear with? So it depends upon the pervasiveness. If it is big uncertainty, then you go for disclaimer. If it is small, you go for qualified. So usually it will be disclaimer only. Anyway, here there is no other option which is correct. So usually it will be disclaimer only. So that depends upon the pervasiveness of uncertainty. Generally, it's disclaimer. Anyway, no other option is correct, Kutta. So with that, we are done with the MCQs. Are we clear? Ada, can we move on to the descriptive part of the MTP? Hi, can we move on? Okay, I felt the descriptive part is a little more trickier. Okay, can you read? So as you know, question number 1 is compulsory. Balance 5 questions in the, you can do any 4. That's how the question paper pattern is. Question number 1 is compulsory and balance you have 5 questions. Question 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From that you can do any 4. Okay, that's the pattern of question paper usually. Okay. So question 1, A. Can you see? Raman and Suman, chartered accountants, are the auditors of Santosh Bank. The bank has centralized core banking system for processing all transactions like deposits, withdrawal, interest, loans. The auditors identify risk of material misstatement relating to interest, customer deposit, conclude substantive procedures alone cannot provide sufficient evidence due to high level of automation. Therefore, They plan to rely on the operating effectiveness of controls. Okay. Such as system-based authorization, daily reconciliation. And it's a bank. Now, first one. Explain under what circumstances should an auditor design and perform test of control to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence about control. അതായത് which cases you should go for obtaining evidence about controls. Second, discuss the type and level of evidence required to support auditor's conclusion. Also, level of assurance that auditor should seek regarding effectiveness of control in this situation. Can you say which topic related question is it? Hi, hello. Can you say which topic? Say, further audit procedure comprises of, and it's not RAP, it's not 315 actually. Further audit procedure comprises of, can you say what is further audit procedure? It comprises of test of control and SAP. And if substantive audit procedure can give you all the evidence, then no need of test of control. Here, mind you, it's a bank. Bank means volume of transaction larger, lesser. Large volume of transaction or small volume of transaction in a bank. Large volume of transaction. So is it possible to do test of details, test of transaction in SAP for every item? Can you select more samples here? No. So in such cases where transactions are large, not only that, controls are automated. A lot of things are automated. If it is automated, it happens on an automation basis. You have to check the effectiveness of automation. If the automation is not proper, your risk is more. So you have to perform more TOC. Actually, this is part of SA 330. Do you understand? So the first question they have asked is, explain under what circumstances, enna, ഏത് circumstance, ഏത് സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ you will perform TOC to obtain evidence. So can you say which circumstances you will perform? So you put the heading, test of control. Presentation format very important, workout is important. TOC. Then say, auditor shall design and perform. Design and perform what? Test of control. Why? To obtain audit evidence about operating effectiveness of internal control. Why? Because if auditor is going to rely on internal control, he wants audit evidence. Now, to assess the risk of material misstatement, you have to check internal control. Not only that, substantive audit procedure alone is not sufficient. Can you say why SAP alone is not sufficient? Because one, banked high volume of transaction. Second, automated. This is the first part answer. Can you please acknowledge? Auditor shall design and perform test of control. Why? To obtain evidence about operating effectiveness of control. Because he wants to rely on the control, so he needs evidence. To check the risk of material misstatement, you need internal control effectiveness. So you have to perform TOC. Third, SAP alone is not sufficient, especially here. Why? High volume plus automation. Can you all acknowledge whether you understood first part answer? Now, can you come to the second part? Discuss the type and level of evidence required, and also level of assurance regarding effectiveness. At essay 330 only. In essay 330, we have said two sentences. Those who have the notes, can you take and see? Greater, or we can say more persuasive evidence. We can start like that. More persuasive. And a persuasive means convincing. More persuasive evidence you need about control. Meaning you should be more convinced about control. More TOCR, less TOCR. Can you say more TOCR, less TOCR? You have to be convinced. Then more TOC. Through that, you should be able to place more reliance. And when you will be convinced about control, if you want to be convinced about the control, you have to perform more TOC. Through TOC, you should be able to place more reliance. So the sentence is there in 330. Are we clear? If results of TOC are unsatisfactory, results of TOC are unsatisfactory, dash should be increased. Can you say, if results of TOC are unsatisfactory, dash should be increased? Can you say which procedure? Don't say audit procedure, Kutta. Can you say which procedure? SAP has to be increased. Am I correct? Say that specifically. So, in the given case, it's a bank. Bankly, you have to review interest calculation, exception report, controls. Here, you need more assurance about, you need a high assurance about internal control. Why? Because it is automated. So, I'll repeat. So, as an auditor, more persuasive evidence about internal control is needed. So, more TOC, through that, more reliance. If results of TOC are unsatisfactory, then you will increase the SAP. In the given case, you will test the interest reports or controls. More assurance you need about internal control of bank. That's it. This is first part answer. This one. And this is the second part answer. Can you reply whether you are clear with question 1? I felt that question is very good. Why? Because usually students will write general points like as per essay 315. No, it is actually specific answer they are expecting. Unless you write these points, they might not give you the marks. But if Q1 is clear, can we go to Q2? 1A. And for direct questions, I won't spend time like this. Okay. B. B is a direct question. You can say very easily. An established audit firm is preparing to commence the audit for a long-standing client, Nitin Handloom Private Limited. The engagement partner A is overseeing planning process. But a planning, which essay will come to your mind when you hear about planning? Very good. 300, chapter 2. This question is relating to chapter 3. Risk assessment response. This is chapter 2, planning. Before finalizing the audit strategy, he is focusing on preliminary engagement activity. P, preliminary engagement activity. He needs to ensure that relationship with the company is continued, team is independent, scope. Identify 3 main preliminary engagement activity that team must perform in planning. Regarding continuation of client relationship, what firm should consider? Direct question. Can you say, as per essay 300, preliminary engagement activity comprises of, what are the 3 points there? A preliminary engagement activity comprises of 3 steps. First step, imagine a client comes. whether to accept and continue. Once you accept and continue the client, you have to see compliance with the what requirement, ethical requirements, even independence. Third, you will agree on the understand the terms of engagement. So these are essay. Acceptance of client is essay 220. Ethical requirement 220. Terms of engagement, essay. Engagement letter you will give, essay 210. So that completes the first part answer. Preliminary engagement activity comprise of these three steps. 3. Now second point. What are the matters to be considered in continuation of client relationship? Hello, there are three main things, four things. First, you have to seek the integrity of the client, and the integrity of the owners, KMP client. Second, you have to see the whether my team is okay, competence of the team, competence of engagement team, ET is engagement team. Not only that, implications of the matters which have arisen during current and previous audit. Significant matters implication of significant matters that have arisen during current and previous audit. After seeing these three only, you will accept the client. Accept or continue. So this is a basic question directly relating to essay 300, chapter number. I think that was easy enough. No need to mark important. First question was important. And if that is clear, can you say C? 1A over, 1B over. Can you say C, 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 C? Life is a race. Run, 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 run. C. Now, Samir and Co. Chartered Accountants were conducting the audit for the year ended 31st March. While testing accounts payable, and accounts payable means creditors, the audit team decided to examine recorded balance in the books to verify existence valuation of liability. The engagement partner pointed out that this may not be sufficient to detect possible understatement of payables. Okay. He advised the team to check subsequent disbursement, unpaid invoices, suppliers, unmatched reports. Explain. With reference to above, concept of relevance. State why auditor should consider both relevance and reliability of evidence. This is also a specific question. Mark as important. But can you say the word relevance, reliability, we hear in audit evidence. Is it pakka same? Very good. In essay 500 you hear. Is it pakka same? This is chapter number 4 related. No, small differences there. Relevance and reliability you see in appropriateness. Let me say, 1 minute. Relevance means, is this relevant to my audit? Relevance means it is a logical connection between audit procedure and what you check. Are you hearing? Relevance means it's a logical connection between the audit procedure and what you are checking. I'll ask you, every procedure, is it relevant for every item? Can you go and observe trade receivables? No. Can you go and observe inventory? Yes. Observation will not be relevant for every item. So relevance means it's a logical connection between audit procedure and assertion. Assertion means that item. Whereas the other word, reliability. Reliability means quality of evidence. Whether we can rely. That reliability depends upon the source, source of evidence, nature of evidence, and circumstances. Can you reply whether you have heard me? Relevance is the connection between what procedure you do and what item. Whereas reliability means quality of evidence. That quality depends upon from where? Source. Depends upon the nature of item, and it depends upon the circumstances. So in fact, I have been explaining the second part, okay? Relevance and reliability. So you have to say one more thing. Audit evidence to form conclusion should be both relevant and reliable. So that's the second part answer. Relevance and reliable. Now, second part. Can you come to the first part? Explain with reference to above relevance of audit evidence. See, here which item are they checking? Can you say which item are they checking? Can you say that? ഏത് item അവർ check ചെയ്യുക? എന്ത് item? Creditors, trade payables. Creditors, they wanted to check overstatement, understatement. They wanted to check overstatement, understatement. They wanted to check the understatement. For checking the understatement, okay, already recorded. Is there any use? ഏതെങ്കിലും വിട്ടുപോയിട്ടുണ്ടോ എന്നമാവത് omit பண்ணிருக்காங்களா to check that there is no point in checking already recorded balances. What else you have to check? You have to check the subsequent disbursement, unpaid invoices, etc. So certain procedure will not be relevant for certain assertion. So here relevance. Now already relevance means we said now, and again repeat, relevance means the logical connection between relevance is audit procedure and assertion. Here they have to check the creditors understatement. Understatement means anything is omitted. So what they have to check? Already recorded, if you check, you won't get the evidence regarding omission. So here more relevant is for detecting, okay, for detecting understatement. Understatement, okay, which is more relevant? 1 or 2? Is it checking the recorded balances or second, checking the subsequently for whom all paid are? More relevant is the second one. So this is the answer for the first one. Are we clear with question number C? C is also very good question, I felt. Are we clear? So study that relevance is different, reliable is different, but both we use together, relevant and reliable audit evidence in SA 500. So with that, compulsory question is over, question 1. At a subsequent disbursement, unpaid, unmatched reports, you have to write little more. You have to write all this. They have given, na? So can we proceed to Q2? Take 10 seconds rest and say Q2. Hello, Q2, please. Hi. Q2. Q2 is a direct question. Don't worry. Okay. XYZ is a trading company that maintains large quantity of inventory. During the year, some inventory item belonging to the company was stored with third-party transporter due to space. At the same time, warehouse also contains goods received on consignment basis. Watch out the words. From another entity. Auditor wants to verify whether inventory balance is complete. Does not include inventory belong to others. Explain. completeness assertion for inventory, and state procedure to verify completeness. Hello, this is chapter number 5, items in FS, where who said 501? Makla, it's not 501. See, that's what many of us, that's the importance of workout. You have to work out, guys. Unless you do, you might be missing out. 501 mainly talks about existence and condition of inventory. This is not existence and condition. This is completeness. Are you clear? To practice, guys, come on. This is not existence and condition. This is completeness. So how do you check the completeness of inventory? So what is completeness? Can you say? What is completeness? Completeness means, what is completeness meaning? എന്തൊക്കെ വരണമായിരുന്നോ അതൊക്കെ വന്നു എന്നെല്ലാം വരണമോ അതെല്ലാം വന്നിച്ച് whatever should have been recorded are recorded. So first you have to define completeness. Completeness means all the inventory that should be recorded are recorded. As she rightly said, that's right. Whatever recorded are recorded. So first you write completeness. Completeness means all inventory that should be recorded are recorded in the company. So that completes the first part. What is completeness? Second part, they have asked you procedures. Can you say, what is audit procedure? Have they asked you audit procedures for inventory or completeness? One or two? Are they asking audit procedure for inventory as a whole or completeness? Two. They have asked you audit procedure only for checking completeness. Here it is specific. Don't write general. You might not get the expected marks. Check the existence. So go and observe. No. Completeness, how will you check? I will say. Okay, you can say. Say. First, you will perform cut-off. You know cut-off procedure? Year-end sales, purchases cut-off. Cut-off you will check. Then you will verify financial with the non-financial. Non-financial information you will check, such as inventory weights and other measurements. Then you will do analytical procedure, like trend analysis. Last year this much, this year why this much. Trend analysis, analytical procedure. Then you will reconcile the records to see anything has been omitted. Reconcile the records. Okay. Then you will see arithmetical accuracy, whether there is any calculation mistake, etc. Arithmetical accuracy. You didn't observe question. Some inventory are in third party. Something is with consignee. So that also you include. What else you will do? So reconcile the inventory with third party. That should be also included. Reconcile inventory with third party. Then check the goods received on consignment basis segregated. That should be separately shown. See, these 2 points you have to include because they are given in the question. So you will perform cut-off procedure to check the year-end, whether sales purchases are recorded. You verify non-financial such as weights, measurement. Then you will verify you perform analytical procedures such as trend, reconcile the records to check the omission, arithmetical accuracy, reconcile the goods with the third party included, and finally, goods sent on consignment also, it should be shown separately. Are we clear? So first you define what is completeness and then come to the procedures. Here you can write it as points. Here you can write it as points. No need to write it in para. Points is enough. Can I proceed to next one? No. Can we proceed to next one? 2. A. If 2A is clear, say 2B. Hi, hello, hello, hi, 2B. During the audit of STU bank auditors, okay, so it's something related to bank. Auditors reviews the loan portfolio, comes across the account, which has outstanding balance of 10 crore. And so it's a bank auditor. Loan amount, I'll write here. How much is the loan amount? 10 crore. Outstanding balance is 10 crore. Valuation report indicates that realizable value of security is 80 lakhs. And a security value is how much? Realizable value of security is, how much is the realizable value of security? 80 lakhs. Earlier, it was 6 crores. Previously, original security value is how much? Original security value was 6 crore. Additionally, this is one loan. This is in case of a loan which is called as NEEM. This is one loan NEEM. Next, Gayatri Textiles. Gayatri Textiles. What happened in Gayatri? How much is the outstanding balance? 5 crore. Outstanding balance is 5 crore. Realizable value of security is only 40 lakhs. Can you say what related provision is it? Bank Auditor, chapter number 10. Can you say what related provision is this? There is something called as erosion in value of security. Do you remember that? Erosion in the value of security. There is a point now. In that we study. What was the first thing? Outstanding amount is 10 crore, security value 80, original was 60. But our original value was 6 crores. 60 or 6, sorry, 6 crore. Now it is only 80. Can we say less than 50%? Earlier it was 6. Now it is 80 only, less than, or yeah, less than 50%. Then it will be treated as what asset? It will be treated as doubtful asset. Second case, outstanding amount is 5 crore. Value of security is only 40 lakhs. 5 crore, 10% is 50 lakh, not even 10%. Less than 10%. Outstanding amount of security, when you compare it, is less than 10%. Then it will be treated as loss asset. Why? You understood this, guys? Firstly, you are comparing what with what? Original value of security with actual value of security now. Less than 50, doubtful. Second, outstanding loan amount, you're comparing with the security value now. Less than 10% loss. Can you reply? And for doubtful asset and loss asset, provision should be made appropriately. So they wanted how asset will be classified. Asset would be classified as doubtful asset in the first case of NEEM, and in second case it will be loss, and provision will be made appropriately. For loss asset 100% doubtful depending upon the category. But unless all says proceed, I won't proceed. This is relating to chapter 10 bank audit. Can you say proceed? Hello. At a bank audit, can you take out our class notes? In that, is it less than 50% or less than 10%? We have discussed two cases. Can you take out the note? This is case 1. Case 1, we compare security value with the original security value. Case 1. Did you see that? Case 1 is specific. Here it is first case. This is second case. Don't interchange these two cases. Can you check out the note? To be loss asset, it should be 10% less. Here it is not 10% less. Okay. The bank audit, you should be clear with all the norms. Okay, at 2C. And yeah, an audit firm SPR is preparing detailed audit plan for the new client. At a planning, again essay 300. Rajeshwari Limited, the overall strategy has been established. The engagement partner emphasizes that plan must be sufficiently detailed to guide the team to ensure the standards. Essay 300. Regarding development of plan, three considerations must be included in plan. Briefly explain, plan is more detailed than strategy. Give example of how timing will involve in planning. So first one, can you say this? What are the three key considerations in developing plan? Say that first. This is as per essay 300. Okay, this is audit plan. Now, what are the three considerations in plan? Anyone? Very good. Now, three considerations are what? Three descriptions. Those three descriptions we will write here. Those descriptions are plan will include. Very good. Plan will include nature, timing, and extent of RAP, nature, timing, and extent of FAP, and it will include other planned procedure. So these are the three consideration: wrapper, FAP, others. Now, based on the plan only, auditor will decide on the sample size. So first part. Second, which is more detailed? Plan or strategy are more detailed. Can you reply quickly? Plan is how to do, strategy is what to do. Those who are saying strategy, no. Plan is more detailed than strategy. Actually, there is a sentence itself. Audit strategy means direction, scope, timing, which helps in development of detailed plan. Plan is said to be more detailed. So that is second. Now, third. Are you following? Third, give an example of how timing of planning is might affect the audit. Example, timing of planning. See, I'll go with the IC example. They have said risk assessment procedure. When risk assessment procedure will be done? Initial of auditor, during auditor, after completion of auditor. Can you say initial? So RAP is done in the initial stage or early in audit process. So in planning, you have to decide the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure. So RAP should be conducted or RAP should be decided in the initial stage. So did you understand this? Those three considerations is this. With that only you'll decide on the sample size. After that, strategy is less detailed. Planning is said to be more detailed. Write the definition of strategy. Then, example of timing. RAP has to be decided at the initial stage, early stage of audit process. I felt that's also a good question. This is chapter number 2, planning. Hi. Can you reply whether you are clear? Question number 1 and 2 over. Done? So starting with question number 3. Can we go to question number 3? Okay. So can you say, during the audit of Kavita Limited, the auditor performs various audit procedures such as inspection, observation, confirmation, recalculation, reperformance, analytical procedure. Some information obtained supports management's assertion while other information appears to contradict them. The auditor also considers data obtained from entities' accounting records from previous years. Explain how auditor obtains sufficient and appropriate evidence to form a conclusion. Can you say which essay related question is it? Or which standard related question? This is very easy. Essay 500. Do you remember in the beginning of the MTP we did question? Audit evidence will include accounting records and other information. So this is chapter number 4, essay 500. So what all will come? First, essay 500. Auditor shall obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. Okay, why? To form opinion and to report. Okay, now evidence is obtained from various sources. Yes, to form a conclusion, you will obtain evidence from various sources. Now, audit evidence will include accounting records, plus it will include other information. Now, audit evidence will include even evidence collected from, did I say 500? Evidence collected from management expert. Audit evidence is cumulative in nature. But can you take out our notes of 500? All these words are there now. Cumulative in nature. Now, one more very important word is there. Audit evidence comprises of, towards essay 500, we have, end of 500, we have learned, comprises of, that supports, we asked whether trade receivables is this much, yes, supports. That contradicts, we asked whether it is this much, it is not. Even dash is an audit evidence. You remember? Even absence of evidence is also an audit evidence. Not blank. Don't change the keyword, Kuta. Even absence is an audit evidence. Can you acknowledge whether all these aren't there? As I said, keyword is very important. Don't change. So this is the answer of question number 3A. Auditor should obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence to form the opinion and report from various sources, accounting record and other information, management experts, cumulative in nature. It comprises of supporting, contradicts, and even absence. That's right. So they have asked you explain how. So that's a general thing. They're not asking specifically. So you will write whatever connected points of 500. Can you reply? And instead of showing the answer, is this way working for you? I can easily show the answer PDF and say, okay, this is the answer. This you are learning now. That's why I'm also taking the pain, spending extra time, and we are discussing. Okay. Can you say 3B? 3B is easy question. Okay, that's chapter 4, essay 500. 3B. During the statutory audit of Orient Chemicals, the auditor C.A. Raj obtained understanding of internal control as a part of identifying the risk. During the audit, the auditor observed same employees responsible for recording the supplier invoices and authorizing payment. Inventory count conducted without verification. Very bad. Certain purchase approval were passed due to system overrides. Auditor considers these deficiencies as significant deficiencies. As per essay 265. First, auditor's objective. And they are asking you auditor's objective of essay 265. Second, auditor's responsibility regarding communication of deficiencies with management TCWG. Very simple. Here they are asking you to write objective of essay and auditor's responsibility. Direct question. So this is chapter number 7, essay 265. So can you say essay 265? Direct question, guys. So we can go fast. So first, Auditor's objective. What is auditor's objective? First point. And our first point is to communicate the IC deficiencies identified on a timely basis to management and TCWG as appropriate. Second, auditor has to determine whether, based on his APJ, auditor's professional judgment, whether it is significant or not. So main objective is to communicate, plus you have to determine whether it is significant. Done. That's the first part. Second part, what is auditor's responsibility? Can you say? Auditor's responsibility is first, based on audit procedure, whether he obtained audit evidence about deficiencies in IC, whether these deficiencies are significant deficiencies. If significant, you should communicate with the TCWG. Other deficiencies, you have to communicate with the management. So auditor's procedure is simpler. Based on audit procedure, whether audit evidence you obtain regarding deficiencies, if it is significant deficiencies, communicate with the TCWG. Other deficiencies communicated with management in writing. So that's it. It's a direct question from essay 265, objective and responsibility. Can you say proceed to C? C is a very important question. Can we go? Go. C. C is actually a combination of your law you should know. ABC is a government company whose audit is carried out by auditors on advice of C&AG. What is C&AG? So it is chapter number 9, government audit. During the audit, C&AG considered to conduct test audit. He issued specific directions to the auditors regarding bookkeeping, internal control. So they wanted to conduct first test audit. They wanted to conduct directions also they issued. After completion, auditors submitted the copy of their report. C&AG added certain comments to the supplementary observation. Three things, sir. C&AG conducted test audit, C&AG issued directions, C&AG conducted supplementary audit. 3 sections, sir. Based on the above, explain powers of C&AG. That's a direct question. Relation to the test audit of government company. This is the twist. Whether board of directors is required to provide explanation to C&AG's comments. So this is a government company related regarding C&AG. Okay. So can you say, as per section 139(7) and subsection 5, auditors will be appointed. Appointment of government company auditors by C&AG. Can you explain 139(7) and 5 in the exam? 7 the first auditors of government company, 5 the subsequent auditors of government company will be appointed by C&AG. Second step, what will you do? You will write 143 subsection 5. C&AG has the power to issue directions. Next, as per 143(6), C&AG has the power to conduct supplementary audit within 60 days. Next, 143(7), C&AG has the right to conduct test audit. This is the first main part. Can you acknowledge whether you're hearing? Appointment you have to write here. Then directions they can issue. Then we have the, C&AG has the power to conduct supplementary auditum, test auditum. And a reply, guys. Now my question is, we conducted supply audit, CLAG commented. Does board require to give explanation to the supplementary audit of C&AG's comments? Just reply with yes or no. Yo. Board as an explanation kodukano. Board kudukanuma explanation. Answer is no. This is the first part, powers. See, board of directors are duty bound to give explanation in board report. You remember board report under section 134? To which audit report? To audit report only, not to C&AG's comments. And a board of directors are duty bound to give explanation only to auditor's reports comment, not to C&AG's reports comments. That they will do separately. But if you see section 134 of law, there they say board have to give additional information regarding auditor's qualification comments, not for C&AG. That's the second part answer. Can you reply whether you understood, guys? Come on, question number 4, I'm going to start in 10 seconds. Can you say? Audit report comments they have to give, not for C&AG's report through board report. Okay, can we go to question number 4? Hello. Question number 4. Wonder Homes Limited commercial building divided into several apartments they are rented. During the course, auditor decides only apply substantial analytical procedure to verify rental income instead of performing detailed checking for rent. Say which is applicable. Auditor predicts total rent income based on number of apartments, monthly rent, average occupancy rate. Very good. This is again chapter 4, essay 520. First, explain how auditors approach represent substantial analytical procedure. One more part was there. State circumstances where analytical procedures are more applicable. Discuss how they can provide persuasive evidence. But only she said, others, which essay related question? Substantive analytical procedure, na? Substantive analytical procedure. So it is essay 520. Now write the definition of 520. Analytical procedure is the evaluation of financial by analyzing plausible relationship between financial, non-financial to investigate. You remember fluctuation or deviation from expected value by significant amount. Very big definition. In the given case, auditor is going to check which item? Auditor is going to check the rental income, right? How rental income can be checked? Rental income. They are checking the rental agreements with the number of apartment, rental rate, etc. Okay, they receive rental income. How much rental income? They are checking with the number of premises. 100 building, this much income. So in the given case, rental income with the number of apartments, average vacancy rate, etc. they are checking. Okay. Now, after checking, if there is a significant difference, okay, significant difference or variation, auditor is required to investigate the reasons. Meaning, he will plan other procedure. This is the first part answer. Can you say? First part, they ask how auditors approach represents. What is analytical you wrote in the first part? Second part, in the given case, he is checking rental expense with number of occupancy premises. Last part, you will say If after performing analytical, if he finds any variation, he will investigate reasons by extending audit procedure. Can you reply whether first part is clear? Hi, hello. Second part. Do you remember? Analytical procedure is where it is more applicable. And will it be more persuasive evidence? Can you say second part answer? Where analytical procedure is more applicable, da? We have written more applicable for small volume, large volume. Very good. More applicable for large volume. And one more. More applicable for large volume. And for analytical to apply, transaction should be predictable. But unless you can predict, you can't analyze. So more applicable to large volume, that is predictable over time. So here, in the given case, here you need to predict number of apartments, vacancy rate, etc. should be predicted. That's it. Are we clear? That's also important. Why instead of writing this, if you write types of analytical procedure or techniques of analytical, you won't get the marks. Hello, if 4A is clear, can you say 4B? 4B is a direct question, da. Hi. Why you should have all the fun? I will also have fun. Unless you reply, we won't go. Come on. Both B and C are direct question, so I will be running. Come on, life is a race. Run, 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 run. As per SQC, firm system of quality control should include policies and procedure for assessing each element. In this context, describe the elements of quality control. Explain importance of communicating to firm's personnel. Direct question. Can you say, as per SQC1, how many elements are there for quality control? And a direct question, 6 elements. What are the 6 elements? And if a client comes, first, acceptance and continuation. Once accepted, you have to see the human resources. Okay, human resources, firm and the firm's personnel should comply with the ethical requirements. If all complies, there should be proper leadership. Then you have to see leader, monitoring. And one more. Monitoring what? Team's performance. You can just write it in one sentence. No need to explain further. So what are the elements you said? Now one more part is there. Do you need to communicate all these things to all the personnel in the firm? In a firm, there will be 50, 60 staff or 10, 20 staff or 100 staff. All the policies and procedure should be communicated to, can you say communicated to whom? Communicated to all the personnel, and it should be documented. Why? Personnel should be encouraged to follow. These personnel should be encouraged to follow also. It should not be for namesake. So that's a direct question with respect to chapter 11. Can you say 4C? If that's okay, that's a direct question, da. 4C, 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 4C. Come on, quick. Next. Describe the contents of basis for opinion para and explain why this section is important as per essay 700. At essay 700, audit report has 14 elements. In that, one of the important element is basis for opinion para. And in basis for opinion para, as per essay 700, hmm, uh, how many elements are there? Around 5 bulletin are there. First, you should say, we have conducted audit as per essay. Come on, next. Refer to auditor's responsibility section. Then you will say, we have complied with the ethical requirements. Then we have complied with the code of ethics, a code of conduct issued by ICI, and we believe obtained sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. Now, why it is important? Can you say why it is important? Because this is the basis for, this section forms the basis for conclusion or basis for opinion. This is how you arrive at the conclusion. Hello, hi. So these two questions, this is chapter number 8, essay 700. These two questions are direct question. Both these questions are direct only, no issues. 10 seconds, within 10 seconds, say 5A. Come on, life is a race. But don't give up. Energy should come from your mind and not body. Mind should be always fresh. Say 5A, 5A. Exam in 3 hours, you should concentrate. That thing you should develop. Okay. Now, for big question, you can read from the last. As an auditor, explain whether society's practice regarding record should be maintained. Society. So it is chapter number Cooperative Society, chapter number 9, different entity. Sun Moon Credit Society is a large-scale society, operates in Maharashtra, giving small loans to the members. During the audit, auditor observes society maintains cash book ledger but not maintain registers for loans, recovery of loans. Management contends that since they are maintaining cash book, no need. Can you say, it's a direct question, just that case study. What they have asked. In cooperative society audit, there is a separate heading called as restrictions is there, audit report is there, special report is there. There is also a heading called as, anyone? Books to be maintained. Very good. What are the books to be maintained? First, there are, as per Cooperative Societies Act, there are 4 books which has to be maintained. First, sums received. And think of P&L account, balance sheet. First, trading account. Sums received, expended. Sales and purchases. Come to balance sheet. Assets, liability. Very easy, sums received, expended, sales and purchase, assets and liability. Now, on top of this, they have to maintain various registers. What are the various registers to be maintained? Such as cash sale summary, collection from debtors, then loan disbursement, for whom loan it is given, loans disbursement, then recovery from the receipts, recovery receipts, and others. Here they said, no need to maintain. Answer is in other register, it's there. So here you have to simply write about books to be maintained. As per Cooperative Societies Act, every cooperative society has to maintain books. Very simple to learn. Trading account, P&L account, balance sheet, and others. If you think, books will come. Hi, can we go to 5B? But don't give up your energy. Come on, maintain 5B. For big questions, read from the last. As an auditor, explain how would you analyze expenditure to determine whether capitalized as a part of property, plant and equipment or charged to revenue based on recognition of measurement criteria. Which chapter, guys? PPE. During the audit, auditor observed company had incurred several expenses. These include site preparation, installation, testing of machinery, professional fees. Company also spent amount on training, operating, advertising. Actually, this is, yeah, you are right, chapter number 5, but I will say this is more related to AS 10. Hello, remember your AS 10? Recalled? As per AS 10, okay? First group kids, you have to study. Second group, all kids have already passed first group. Come on. AS 10. What all are there? When will you recognize as PPE? If you have probable future benefit and amount should be measured correctly, reliably. Amount should be measurable. Am I correct? Future economic benefit is there and it should be measured reliably. First part. Second, PPE includes, this is AS10. PPE includes what all? Cost price. Better I write purchase price. PPE includes purchase price. What all? Cost directly attributable. Cost directly attributable, such as bringing to the place, directly attributable. Third, for dismantling or restoration cost, for restoration, that cost. Here they said professional fees, training of the staff. Which cost is excluded? Can you say which cost is excluded? However, it excludes. Can you say which cost is excluded, guys? Very good. However, it excludes training or advertising cost since they are not part of installation. But site preparation, like installation site preparation, that will be included. Site preparation, testing, that will be capitalized. Tell me, isn't it directly relating to AS10? Probable future benefit measured reliably? You can include. It includes purchase price, cost, restoration. In the given case, it excludes training advertisement. See, training advertisement is excluded. However, these will be included. Can you acknowledge whether you are clear with it? Why only he said others? Last 5C. Explain circumstances in which professional accountant may depart from specified procedures and describe the documentation and reporting obligation. See, in all cases, you cannot follow the standard specifically. In some cases, you might need to depart. Depart means deviate. You might need to perform alternative. Which chapter you study? A basic chapter, chapter 1. Chapter 1, there is a heading called as Duty of Professional Accountants. a professional accountants to follow. Okay. Standards should be followed. Ordinarily. Ordinarily means generally. However, in specific cases, you may need to depart. Depart means deviate. In such cases, if you cannot follow a standard, you should follow what? You should perform. You should perform alternative audit procedure. Alternative audit procedure. Alternative audit procedure. But you have to say to the users, invite attention of users in report, and it should be documented. Can you reply whether you understood? At certain cases, generally, ordinarily, you have to follow the standards. In specific cases, you may need to depart. In such cases, you will perform alternative. However, you should invite the attention of users for the deviation, and it should be documented. That's chapter number 1. Are you clear? Tadayao! Hello! We are finished. 5. Okay, one question is an option. You want to leave it in the option or discuss? You say. Discuss pannanama vendama, cheyyano vendiyo? Yes or no? Yes. After 6A, I will give you rest. Come on. 2 minutes rest after question number 6A. 6A is a direct question. During the audit, auditor becomes aware that management has imposed limitation on audit. Explain steps of auditor that should be taken, possible implication on audit report as per 705. See, this is chapter number 8, 705, audit report. And if limitation is before acceptance of audit, can you say which essay will come? But if limitation is before acceptance of audit, it is essay 210. You should not accept. If limitation after acceptance, 705, you will give disclaimer. So first step, what will you do? At a first step, there is a limitation. What will you do? At a 705 you take, we have drawn a flowchart like that. Limitation. First step, what will you do? First, request to. Shall request to whom? Request to management. Array management, please remove. If management refuses, then you will communicate with TCWG. If TCWG also refuses, now if it is not pervasive, which opinion you will give? Qualified. If it is pervasive, two option, you will withdraw. Withdraw after seeing the legal and regulatory requirement and discussion. If withdrawal is not possible, you will give dash opinion. If withdrawal is not possible, you will give what opinion? Disclaimer. Are we clear? If the question was before acceptance of audit, you would go for 210. Preconditions. They say do not accept the audit. If it is limitation that would arise in disclaimer. Here they said 705. So this is the answer. Come on, unstoppables. Are we clear? எவ்வளோ பண்ணிட்டோம் இது பண்ண மாட்டோமா we have done this much அட இത്രயும் செய்தோ we have just 3 more questions. How 3? B, C has an internal option. Hello, question number 6. Okay, Hansa Airways has purchased new aircraft for the fleet. Aircraft has airway frames and engines. Both aircraft have significant cost relation to the total cost. During the audit of company's FS, auditor noticed that company applied for single depreciation rate. Auditor observed that company changed the amortization method. Now what they want. Explain the attributes auditor would consider related to depreciation and amortization. See which chapter? Chapter number 5. Question relating to depreciation and amortization. And it's an aircraft. So don't write generally. Please write the points specifically for the aircraft. Okay. So following are the points to be considered. First, an aircraft has, plane. Aircraft has different parts. Does each part have same rate? No. So each part will be depreciated separately. Now, are you following? Aircraft has different parts, right? Each part should be depreciated separately. Then, a rate has to be calculated properly. Then, rate after taking the residual value. Residual value should be considered, na? Rate should be taken after residual value. Then, entities accounting policy should be considered, which policy they are using, whether this policy is consistently followed. Then Companies Act Schedule 2, there is a separate rate. So these are the points to be considered for checking the amortization or depreciation. Did you understand? So for aircraft na? First, we are to be considered each part should be depreciated, rate whether properly calculated, residual value whether considered, whether they have proper accounting policy, whether that policy is consistently applied, and finally, whether the rate as per Companies Act. So that's chapter number 5, items in FS. You are checking the depreciation, but specifically of that aircraft. If all okay, second last question, 5C has 2 parts. Can we go 5 or 6C? Don't give up, guys. XYZ finalize its FS for the year ended 31st March. Auditor expect to issue the report on July. On 10th April, major debtor. And you have seen the date. When you see the date, one essay should come to your mind. Can you say which essay? Major debtor declared insolvent. Company realized the amount from the debtor and not recoverable. In the month of May, management also initiated discussion for possible merger. Merger is also there, debtor is becoming insolvent. Auditor understand FS may be affected because of the events. Explain how would you classify? Which is say 560. Can you say there are 2 events? One, debtor declared insolvent. Second, merger. AS4 also talks about it. But here they have asked you, how would you classify? So can you say debtors declaring insolvent? That's an adjusting event, so it should be adjusted. Whereas possible merger possibility, it is possibility only. It should be disclosed. It is something which arose. If you see our class notes or if in class also we have discussed this. Planned merger is only a non-adjusting event. It has to be disclosed. So how will you write? Excuse me. Subsequent events. As per 560. You write what are subsequent events. Then you explain two types. Don't use the word subsequent. Okay, I mean, don't use the word adjusting, non-adjusting. Events or condition that existed as on the balance sheet FS date or that arose after FS date. Now write objective of auditor as per 560. Auditor has to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence whether it is either adjusted or disclosed. Then you write in the given case. This is first para, this is second para, objective third para. Then in the given case, fourth, auditor has to obtain evidence whether this has been adjusted and possible merger has been disclosed. This should be adjusted and planned merger should be disclosed. Are you clear? Okay, wrapping up. You are doing an entire exam itself in MTP1. Please think of that. You are sitting and solving the entire paper. Factors that affect form and content of documentation. So which essay is it? Form and content of documentation. That's a direct question. How many factors are there as per essay 230? 6 or 7 factors are there. Size and complexity of entity, nature of audit procedure performed, risk identified, significance of evidences obtained, then exceptions identified, need to document. One more is there. Audit tools, cat tools, audit tools and methods. 7 points are there. So that's a direct question. What are the factors that affect the form and content of audit documentation as per essay 230? With that, we have completed MTP1 for Jan. And I have not just gone through, but I've sat and discussed individually like it is a revision. I have not just shown the answer. So after you see, if it was useful, just put a comment in the video. And guys, those who are attending live, how was it? I felt MTP1's descriptive part was a little more challenging. Challenging means it was good. How was it, guys? If so, always we have to say this word and always we have to believe this. We will be successful. So come on, type in the chat box. We will be successful now. Hi. Hello. So yes, keep going, buddies. It's only 1 second to give up, saying we can't, mudiyadu, pattilla, but we have to be warriors. We have to keep going. Only tough people will stay in the race and win. Once you win the race, if you look back, I'm very sure that once we have done all these things and once we have, qualified, when we look back, we will feel, hi, itre ullo, ivlo dana. Don't think, ma'am, you can say anything. No, I'm sure. So for that, right now, you have to sacrifice what? Your time, your leisure for something which is wonderful. Destination is waiting. For the destination, you have to travel. For travel, you have to sacrifice a bit. But I'm sure that you guys will be proud of yourself. You will make others also proud, those who are loving you. So make yourself proud, make your loved ones proud, include me also in the list, and wishing you all the best. Okay.